Hello, my name is Davijon. I'm presenting on Eschatology today. Eschatology is the part of theology concerned with death, judgment, and the final destiny of the soul of human mankind. The key book that we'll be focused on today is Revelation. Revelation was a literary book that was written with prophecy, epistle, and apocryphy. It is written by John, whether that's the Apostle John or another John that was closely related to the apostles. We don't know for sure. But a goal of this book is to, one, tell about the symbolic vision of John that affects every generation of the church. And then also to identify history patterns of all of human mankind kingdoms becoming like Babylon. And Babylon was wicked and evil and against God basically, and of this world. The world is a good way to define Babylon. And it talks about God promises Jesus will come and remove evil from the world, and to stay faithful to Jesus and be ready for his return. The return of Jesus Christ and God's judgment for the world. He written this book into 7 letters for Asia Minor, and this book contains a lot of symbols which we will go into. A key thing to remember is the number 7, which means complete and fulfilled. So the first part of John's vision we can read in Revelations 5:8. It marks the second coming of Christ. It is said that Jesus, and he said it himself, and the apostles declared that after Jesus' resurrection, he will return one day. And basically, this is the beginning of his vision. And he talks about the 7 seals on the scroll, and the one that's worthy of opening the scroll will be the Lion of Judah and the Lamb. The first 4 scrolls are about the 4 horsemen, and then the 5th scroll is about the cries of the martyrs for God. And then with the release of the 6th seal of the scroll, it prompts earthquakes and natural disasters. And then the 7th one will cue the following things that we'll talk about, which is the 7 trumpets. The 7 trumpets are located in Revelations 8:11, and it's sounded by angels. And after the breaking of the 7th seal, the first 4 are plagues that are similar to Exodus, where Pharaoh had a lot of plagues casted upon him to let the Israelites go. And then the last 5 to 7 trumpets will be the 3 woes from an eagle as a warning. And then the 7 bowls of John's vision is basically after the trumpet has blown, in Revelation 16, it talks about the 7 plagues of God and his wrath on the wicked and the Antichrist after the trumpets. And so that's a big distinguishment of about Jesus. In John has very vivid visions about the coming of Christ and about what would it be like, and there's many interpretations for this, and there's many people that will take this literal or take it symbolically, but we know that the purpose of God is what we stated at the beginning, which is to return and rid the world of evil. And so Jesus returns. When he returns, he's going to come on a white horse, and he's going to have a sword in his mouth, and he's already going to be bloody. And then the first war against God and the Antichrist will happen, and then the millennium will happen, and the Antichrist and the false prophets will get thrown into the lake of fire. With that being said, after Jesus has purified the world of all evil, a new Jerusalem will be made, a new heaven and a new earth. God's promises from the very beginning has been fulfilled to bring his people and his humanity back to him. His people are with him for eternity and with him forever. And so my final thoughts on this, just to wrap it up as a whole thing, is John's vision reveals that Jesus has overcome evil by his death and his resurrection, and will return one day as the true king of the world. And then he will remove evil permanently and make all things new. And the importance of the book of Revelation is to remain faithful in the midst of persecution until the king returns. And so we gratefully await for our king to come. And Revelation is a great book for us to continue to stay alert, and even the New Testament in general. And so know that